Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out the Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown demo build. This just recently went live today, and I gotta say, I was really happy. I'm really looking forward to this game. We really needed a good Star Trek game, and I'm not going to review this today because this is still just a demo, but I will highlight my experiences with it and just kind of share how I felt about playing it. Now, you take on the role of Captain Janeway, and as you may or may not know, the USS Voyager was thrown like halfway across the galaxy. You have the Alpha Quadrant, where pretty much everyone is, and then you've got the Delta Quadrant, where the Borg are, but the Voyager was thrown into the Delta Quadrant. And the scenario that I played for this demo was the first episode of Voyager, which was the Caretaker episode, where they meet the caretaker, they have to rescue their crew, that kind of thing. But I already noticed that there were some differences right off the bat. For example, I had to repair stellar cartography like right away. And stellar cartography wasn't a thing in Voyager until 7 of 9 came on board in like season 4. So I am already noticing some differences in the story and everything else, and I'm seeing this as like an alternate universe what if scenario. That's how I'm seeing this. Most of my time was spent in the sector map or system map, bouncing around between different planets and points of interest. These points of interests will have resources in them typically, and you can choose how you want to collect those resources. If you have the appropriate system in your ship repaired and working, you might be able to choose this instead of this, that kind of thing. And some are riskier than others, so there's a lot of dice rolling in this. So, sometimes I rolled into the green and I got resources. Other times I rolled into the red. I still got resources, but then my hull took some damage. So there seems to be a lot of, like I said, RNG in this. The away team part of it was intriguing to me. This is something I was really looking forward to because not a lot of Star Trek games let you choose your own away teams and stuff like that. This reminded me a bit of, I think it was Timelines, where you had to pick people and then you beam them down, and depending on their skills that they offered, like each crew member had different skills available to them, and depending on what you brought with you, that would affect your choices and the chances of succeeding in the choices that you make. So, Neelix had a botanist trait, for example, so I didn't want to bring Tuvok, who also had a botanist trait. I was kind of like trying to pick different traits and specialties that each crew member had that would improve my chances of handling almost any situation. And what's cool is that they also level up as you play. But there's like, say, 5 or 6 choices to make in an away team mission. And when you pick a crew member to handle a certain thing, they become exhausted and you can use them again, but their stats are reduced. Again, I've seen that before in Timelines, which is another like mobile-esque game that came to the PC later. So, you do have to like maybe sometimes double up on security if you think the mission's going to be really combat heavy. Because while the one person's resting, you can have the other person jump in with their security and still manage it. You can also select 2 crew members or 3 crew members even to handle the same thing, but then they all become fatigued or exhausted. So I do like the fact that I'm leveling these crew members up as I go. The ship stuff, again, very Fallout sheltery, in the sense that you've got different decks and the life support is out across almost the entire ship. You're slowly reactivating the life supports on certain decks, and then you're also clearing out rooms as well so that you can build things there. Yeah, there's actually a build function. So it's like in this game, Voyager, like half the ship is in ruins, and you have to clear those ruined rooms and then build stuff there. If you've played Fallout Shelter or this War of Mine, it's similar to that aspect. And I again, as an alternate universe kind of thing, I'm fine with that. I had to constantly go to different planets to get more resources so that I could repair this. But then you've got power to worry about. The more rooms you create, the more power that you use, and the more, the more crew members that you need to run these powered rooms. So you do have some crew management, you've got resource management, you can even assign, they're called heroes in this game, but you can assign like the doctor or Chakotay or Kim to different places, like the different rooms to make that room more efficient. The tech tree, it seemed pretty extensive. There's 5 tiers of a particular tab, and there's 5 tabs. So I didn't get to see the Borg stuff. That's the Borg probably won't come into play until like much later in the game when 7 of 9 gets involved, I'm guessing. But yeah, there's a lot here. I didn't have access to a lot of it, but you could research better rooms, better crew quarters, for example. I researched rotate shield frequency right away to give myself a shield boost, shield penetration kind of thing, so that I would I just survive longer. So yeah, I mean, I like that I'm slowly building up Voyager into this powerhouse, and I look forward to this part of the game. I want to see the Borg stuff too. I want to know how I can turn Voyager into this monstrosity. Combat seemed pretty straightforward too. Again, very timelines-esque, if I remember my games correctly. You pick a couple of quote-unquote heroes, and their abilities are on cooldown, so you just activate them. You also you can pause time. Everything happens in real time, but you can pause it and issue orders. You can, activate shields or phasers. Phasers fire automatically, but you can shoot torpedoes manually, but torpedoes do nothing against shields, so you have to like knock the shields out first on the side of the enemy ship, and then, fire your torpedoes to do a ton of damage. But I do like the fact that there are like front shields, side shields, back shields, no dorsal or ventral, which is like top and bottom, but combat was pretty nice to look at. It was nice. And I do like the abilities and the power distribution and all that stuff. So yeah, I had a good time with this demo. I actually sent Voyager home and ended the demo that way. Instead of destroying the array like they did in the show, I used the array to go home and just left the Acampa to fend for themselves. And yeah, it was a neat little narrative at the end. I don't want to spoil that for you. So if you want to check out the demo for yourself, by all means do so. It's available now to the general public. Again, it'll take you through the first episode of the game, and I look forward to checking out more once the game actually releases. My only real concern with this demo was that nothing was voice acted, and they didn't get the original Star Trek Voyager theme. So it doesn't seem like they got the licensing for any of that, which is very unfortunate. Even Star Trek Elite Force had the original Voyager voice actors. So I'm hoping that's something that they can get for the actual release. I guess we'll see. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.